Right now, we're going to have a conversation about Prime Time House, which is located in Torrington, Connecticut. It is, I'm so old. I remember when they started, and they have just grown and grown and become more important in our community over the years. And we have a nice little get together every month. The Foundation for Community Health sponsors an interview series where we talk to different non-for-profits that you might be aware of but not fully aware of, or you might not be aware of at all, where the Foundation for Community Health has helped set up and get programs running or keep them running more effectively with monetary and advisory help. Well, Prime Time House is one of those organizations, and this morning we welcome Christina Emery, the executive director to Robin Hood Radio. Christina, good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Marshall. Thank you so much for having me on.
You know, we try to let people know how important the Foundation for Community Health is as a link to helping other nonprofits in our area, which in turn help the residents of our area with a various degree of problems, no matter what it might be. And the Primetime House is probably a name that people might be aware of. A lot of people are aware of it, but other people might be hear it and not really understand what it is that Primetime House does. So right off the bat, for people who might not be aware of what Primetime House does, what do you do and what is your mission?
Sure. Primetime House is a unique program that empowers adults that are living with a mental illness. And what we do is help them live productive, independent, and fulfilling lives. And we do that in a variety of ways. Our clubhouse is a social program which provides them a safe and supportive environment to get their lives back. We also offer vocational supports and supportive housing programs as well.
Now, you're located in Torrington, right?
We are. We serve individuals throughout Northwest Connecticut, but our campus is in Torrington.
And let's go back to the history, because I have mentioned this before to other people. I mean, I'm 69. Many years ago, my sister was somebody who received help from Primetime House. Let's go back and talk a little bit about the history of it.
Sure. We were formed based on the Fountain House model. And that was formed back in the 1940s when individuals were leaving hospitals, and a group would gather actually on the steps of the New York City Public Library, and they would gather for socialization. And since that time, the clubhouse model was formed and grew to be about 300 clubhouses worldwide. Primetime House itself was formed in 1986. As one of those clubhouses. And since then, we have grown to, as I said before, add a vocational program and supportive housing programs.
It's an amazing growth story, especially, I will say, in the past couple of years must have been really tough for you. Before we get to that, if anybody who's listening out there, how do they access your services? By calling, by internet?
Sure.
How do they do that?
Sure. Yes, you can go to our website, primetimehouse.org, and get more information on all of our programs. You can watch a video with some testimonials and stories from some of the members we support. And there's also information about how to join. People are welcome to call our main number, 860-618-2479. And we're happy to set up a tour or an orientation visit so anybody can learn more information.
Now, you've grown over the years. You've expanded your services. Now that we're coming out of a pandemic and going into an endemic with COVID, how has COVID affected you? Did it affect the organization greatly, or were you able to withstand the past 2 years?
Well, we were able to withstand it, but it took a lot of hard work, a lot of creativity and dedication on behalf of our staff. We never shut down. We did transition to virtual phone-based supports for a short period of time, and then we reopened our doors to our buildings gradually, but we are now fully open. Financially, it was difficult. We had to cancel in-person fundraisers, as did many other nonprofits. Expenses certainly went up to deal with the costs of rehabbing buildings to make sure they were safe. And certainly the needs of our members and the number of new individuals looking for mental health supports has certainly increased throughout the past 2 years.
And the individual programs, are you somewhat amazed at how broad of a swath you cut going through different demographics?
Yes. We do support adults, but we help them with such a wide range of services. Anything from helping them get ready for a job interview, writing a resume. We help individuals find safe and affordable apartments in the community. We help them maintain those apartments. We help individuals reach their educational goals, whether it's getting a GED or going back to college. So it's a wide range of supports that are needed.
You know, it's interesting. There's probably people out there listening saying, why does somebody need that type of help? Well, that type of help, I will refer to, like when I go coming up, the Jane Lloyd Fund does a fundraiser each year, a clam bake. And the money that they raise, because Jane died of cancer, is to help cancer patients. But it's not to help cancer patients with cancer bills. It's to help with the other things that you need to live that the money takes away from. And I think that a program that does what you do at Prime Time House, which is help individuals in areas of their lives which can influence or curtail their advancement and their love of life, is really important.
That's right. Everybody wants a safe place to go. Everybody wants friendships, relationships. Everybody needs a routine, and that's what we provide. We give our members a reason really to get out of bed, a reason to get dressed, a reason to get out of the house, and a safe place to gather with their peers.
Everybody needs help sometime. You can't tell me there's one person in this world that at one point in their life hasn't needed help to get things together.
That's right. And with the rise of mental illness, and certainly the pandemic has certainly shed light on how much these services are needed right now.
And how much money you probably save governments and individuals from having to spend money to deal with these problems.
That's right. This is a cost-effective model that reduces costly hospitalizations. It keeps people, sometimes out of jails, and it is cost-effective.
It's just that, it's that one little thing in the timeline which can break the timeline. Instead of going down, put a pause in it and give somebody some hope, and then that hope then turns into action. That action then turns into somebody turning their whole life around. It happens all the time. Not all the time, but it happens with alcoholics where they reach a low point. If they're lucky enough, they come from that low point and they'll learn. But people, and you need help. Now, do you have a need of volunteers? How do you staff, and how do you keep growing and expanding?
Sure, we have a dedicated staff, but we're always looking for volunteers, especially to help with our annual pop-up store, which is our largest fundraiser. We do receive funding from the state of Connecticut, but those contracts certainly do not fully fund our programs. So we rely on the support of volunteers and the community to help us grow and help us add new programming, which is so needed in this day and age.
So tell us a little bit more about the pop-up store.
Sure. That is, it's a great fundraiser. It's in its sixth year now, and we pop up usually at a different location in Litchfield during the holiday season. So we open around Thanksgiving time through the end of December, and we sell gently used home furnishings, home goods, holiday decor, and 100% of the proceeds go back to support our programs. All of the goods are donated, and it's staffed by volunteers.
I realize how important that is. Years ago, the Bargain Barn in Sharon, a nonprofit, was going to go out of business. We stepped forward as a not-for-profit to step in and keep it open because it's just the tradition of it. And that nonprofit, which sells basically what you're talking about, but year-round.
Yep.
It's a meeting house where people come and meet on a daily basis, but it also, at the same time, supplies us with money to keep going forward with our mission, because as a not-for-profit, as you know, state and federal money is far less than it used to be,
right.
And we live on underwriting and grants from people, but a pop-up store like you have makes a big difference in the effectiveness of what you can do with your budget.
That's right. And it also raises awareness
Yep.
about our programs. People come maybe to shop for a bargain, but in doing so, they're learning about our programs and may know somebody that could benefit from our services. So it certainly serves multiple needs for our agency, and we're grateful for the support of the community and our volunteers.
And while I always like to point out, the Foundation for Community Health doesn't run. They come up with ideas and give you ideas in ways to either improve your business or also help in setting up fundraising and meeting goals like that. They're not actively involved, and I try to explain this to people, into running of businesses. They give you ideas and help to make your business run better.
Sure. They provide educational support. We recently participated in an adaptive leadership program that they helped sponsor, where we worked with a cohort of other small nonprofits learning how to grow and meet these challenging times. They've also provided generous grant support. We received a grant last year to help our individuals access safe, affordable, and decent housing. So we were able to create a fund to help provide financial assistance with rental application fees, background checks, security deposits, to help our members stay out of the homeless system. So we're very grateful for the support of the Foundation for Community Health.
Well, Christina, we've been speaking with Christina Emery, the Executive Director of Prime Time House. Once again, best way for people to contact you?
Sure. Go to our website, primetimehouse.org, and you can learn more about our programs right there.
Christina, thanks for taking a few minutes and joining us today.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right. Once again, Prime Time House. And once again, our thanks to the Foundation for Community Health for helping set this up.